Welcome back to the ADHD Brain versus the World, a survival guide. This is part 2 of our 5-part series, and today we're tackling a big one, the school system and ADHD, why it fails us. If you've ever felt like school was a battlefield, you're not alone. The traditional education system wasn't designed for ADHD brains, and for many of us, it felt more like a constant struggle than a place of learning. But why is that? And what can we do about it? Stick around because we're about to break it all down. Section 1. The problem with traditional education. Let's start with the basics. School systems were designed during the Industrial Revolution with a one-size-fits-all approach. The goal? Train kids to sit still, follow instructions, and work within strict schedules, skills that were great for factory jobs, but not so great for ADHD brains. ADHD is a brain-based difference, not a lack of intelligence or motivation. Our brains thrive on stimulation, movement, and interest-based learning. But traditional school structures are built around long periods of sitting still. Rigid schedules and routine, repetitive tasks, and memorization limited room for creativity or movement. This setup makes it incredibly difficult for ADHD students to focus, retain information, and meet expectations. Instead of embracing neurodiversity, the system punishes those who don't fit into its mold. Section 2. ADHD struggles in the classroom. So what does this look like in real life? Here are some of the biggest challenges ADHD students face in school. Difficulty paying attention. Have you ever tried so hard to focus on a lecture only to realize you've been daydreaming for the last 10 minutes? Long lectures and worksheets don't work well for ADHD brains. Without interest or engagement, our focus vanishes. Hyperactivity and impulsivity. Sitting still and waiting our turn? Easier said than done. Many ADHD students get labelled as disruptive just for being themselves. Time management issues. Homework, projects, deadlines. ADHD struggles with executive function make it tough to keep track of everything. Forgetfulness. How many times did you do your homework but forget to turn it in? Classic ADHD move. Procrastination and last-minute panic. We might not start assignments until the adrenaline kicks in, leading to stress and burnout. Emotional sensitivity and rejection. Sensitivity, RSD. Negative feedback, bad grades, or criticism can hit ADHD students hard, making school an emotionally exhausting experience. These struggles often lead to low self-esteem, academic underperformance, and the belief that we're just not good enough. But the problem isn't us, it's the system. Section 3. How the system fails ADHD students. Instead of adapting to neurodivergent learning styles, schools often punish symptoms, detentions for fidgeting, bad grades for late work, etc. Ignore learning differences, forcing one-size-fits-all teaching. Prioritize standardized testing, which doesn't measure true intelligence or potential. Overlook creativity and strengths, focusing only on weaknesses instead of unique talents. To illustrate this, let's consider Alex, a bright ADHD student who loves science but struggles with rigid deadlines and long lectures. Instead of nurturing Alex's passion, the system penalizes him for late assignments and lack of focus, making him feel like a failure. Now imagine if Alex's learning was adapted to his strengths: hands-on experiments, flexible deadlines, and encouragement rather than punishment. The difference would be life-changing. When ADHD students don't fit into the system, many develop anxiety, depression, or even drop out because they feel like failures, when in reality, they were never given the tools to succeed. Section 4. What works better for ADHD brains? So, what should school look like for ADHD students? Here are some approaches that actually work. Flexible learning styles. More hands-on activities, movement breaks, and alternative learning methods. Interest-based learning. ADHD brains hyper-focus on what excites them. Finding ways to connect subjects to passions makes a huge difference. Executive function support. Tools like planners, reminders, and time management coaching can help with organization. More creative and project-based work. Instead of memorizing facts, ADHD students thrive when they can create, build, or explore topics in their own way. Accommodations and understanding. Extended deadlines, quiet spaces, and flexible work options help ADHD students perform at their best. Take Lisa, another ADHD student who struggled with history because of memorization-heavy tests. But when given the chance to create a video project on historical events, boom, Lisa excelled. That's the power of learning tailored to ADHD brains. Schools that embrace neurodiversity rather than fight against it see ADHD students succeed. Not because they suddenly become normal, but because their unique brains are finally supported. Section 5. How to survive school with ADHD. If you're a student with ADHD, or know someone who is, here are some survival tips. Advocate for accommodations. If possible, get an individualised education plan, IEP or 504 plan. Use ADHD-friendly tools. Timers, reminders, planners, fidget tools. Use whatever helps keep you on track. Find a study method that works for you. Try Pomodoro techniques, study groups, or explaining concepts out loud. Talk to teachers. A good teacher can make a difference. Let them know how you learn best. Forgive yourself. ADHD brain. Brains are different, not broken. You're not lazy or dumb, you just need a system that works for you. So finally, the school system may not have been built for ADHD brains, but that doesn't mean we can't succeed. By understanding our challenges and advocating for change, we can create a better future for neurodivergent learners. What's been your biggest struggle with ADHD in school? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive into ADHD in the workplace. See you in the next one.